this guy is coming in, and I see him, we're both about to get in line, and he says, "Oh, I'm just buying one thing." And I instinctively just said, "Okay." And then a second later realized, oh, because you want to go in front of me. Like, man, that's super shitty. Like, because he's buying cigarettes, which I picked up on, but not the question. And I thought, fuck, like, every time somebody buys cigarettes, it takes so fucking long.
Yeah.
Because it's always somebody that doesn't smoke, and they're just like, no, to the left, to the left, to the left. That's wrong, down, and it takes forever. And so then he starts telling me, like, oh, you know that sugar has killed more people than alcohol and tobacco combined? And I really wanted to say, like, I don't think that's true. But then I thought, do I want to talk to this person? And then he was a fucking weirdo. Anyway, I have bacon at my house. I had to put...
Okay, while I believe his tidbit was actually correct, I don't know that... I hate that sort of, like, preachy chit-chat. Like, how about you fuck right off?
Yeah, like, I don't even want to talk to you. Get the fuck away from me.
Like, cutting in line and smoking cigarettes also kills people. You know how? With my knife right here.
Yeah.
Well, honestly, like...
Yeah, it was so much.
If you're gonna have a cigarette habit, then, I mean, try and, like, at least give yourself the benefit of the doubt and be like, you know what, I can make it through this line. But if you're such an addict that you're like, oh man, if I don't get it the next 5 seconds, I'm gonna fucking...
I'm gonna start tearing apart this lady's life.
Yeah, he mentioned something like that because there was a lady at the register when he came up, and she was buying like candy for her children, and I was also buying like ice cream and cheesecake, and so that's
ice cream, cheesecake, and bacon.
Yeah,
these are your 3 things.
Those were my
main food groups,
and so then he starts talking to the cashier after the woman leaves, and it's like, I haven't smoked in 2 days, and I got this job interview coming up, and I'm really pumped, think I'm gonna get it. And he was buying like Swisher Sweets, and I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Like cigarillo?
Yeah,
or okay, because like Swisher Sweets actually they make like little brown cigarette packs too. I didn't know if that's. These guys just wanted to get high. That's all that was.
Yeah, nobody actually smokes.
Nobody smokes a Swisher unless you're like an 80-year-old black guy in New Orleans.
And was he an 80-year-old black guy?
No.
Well, then he was smoking pot.
Yeah, he just wanted to get high. I think.
Sorry.
I don't think that was. I don't think he was in for the Nick fit or anything.
Also, then you should be way more freaking chill.
Cool.
Yeah. Get to the back of the line.
Well, why do you want to get high?
I think he was coked out.
Oh, okay.
Because he was very like.
It's a good reason to want to get high.
And very shifty and.
How to send it down?
Maybe don't.
Anyway, sorry I took you all through that journey. I bought bacon and then she had to put it in my backpack.
See, I feel like there was a happy ending to that story, but there's a lot of strife and adversity along the way.
So you would have been a
don't like
beautiful
people giving me shit.
bacon purchasing story, except for this guy.
Yeah.
He ruined it.
I have a hard time with people too sometimes, because I think most people. The thing that pisses me off so much is that I watch people like just doing what they want to do and not considering anybody else around them. Like, it's like, why do you insist on like pushing past when it would just be easier if we all just went with the flow? Like even like merging. Like,
oh
I'm
my
on
God.
the highway, I'm driving down, I'm like, guys, we all know how to merge. This guy goes in front of me, next guy goes behind me. Get over your life. Fucking keep moving and just let it go. I'm gonna let you in, of course I'm gonna let you in. It's your turn. Everyone knows it's your turn. Get in here, man. But you, no, get the fuck behind me. Like, this is how it all works. But everyone's trying to like get in their own personal thing. It pisses me off.
It pisses me off every day.
I get that. I just got back from Royce City. I've been driving like all day, and
what is Royce City?
It is a just shithole place in between like here and Dallas, I guess. I was there doing a water conservation thing again.
Oh.
And I don't know. It's under construction. That's what Royce City is. It's entirely under construction still. But yeah, like the freeways are all like being rebuilt or whatever, so the traffic there is extra terrible. Like nobody knows what to do. Like there's stop signs to get like on and off the interstate. Like I've never seen there's just no lights at all. There's no like red stop lights. It's just stop signs, and everybody just kind of has to discern who gets to go. And there's like 6 entryway. After a while, I feel like it's one of those things where I kind of understand the driver mentality here, just because it's bullshit all the time. Like if I had to drive all the time, it'd be Mad Max rules for me. You know, it'd be Fury Road. It kind of was Fury Road. It's just, I don't know, people from everywhere driving like idiots.
I mean, I don't know. I just try to keep my circle small because it's like, now I know, you know, people that I feel comfortable with, and like Delia, you were saying, like, finally feeling comfortable, you know, with a certain group of people. I agree. We were talking earlier about the idea that, like, I haven't done an improv troupe in years because I haven't felt comfortable with anybody. I felt like everybody was just looking at me like a boss or like a mom or whatever, and I didn't have anybody who I could, like, be friends with. And finally it, like, you know, people came through, and I was like, oh, finally. Though I did tell some students that, like, they were like, well, how do I find people that, like, I, you know, just get along with? And I was like, well, you just keep trying. You keep putting groups together, and it works or it doesn't work. And I go, I mean, I produced The Neighborhood for 6 years, and finally I feel like I got the right thing. And their face, like, got all white, thinking, like, 6 years. And I was like, oh, sorry.
I mean, it's just like dating, right?
Yeah, it's totally like dating.
You're just like, I gotta keep trying people until I find one that makes me feel comfortable and is fun.
Right? And in the same token, like, with improv troupes, like, you spend time, you have fun, and then, you know, maybe it doesn't work out forever. Yeah. I mean, I had an improv troupe that right after I graduated, I had this improv troupe called Quite Well, Thank You. And it was really great. It was me and 2 other people that were in my class. And it was a great troupe, and we had a super fun time. But then the guy that was in it, Dan, moved to Chicago with his wife, and then the other girl, Jen, went to grad school at Texas State. And so we all separated, but we were all like, no! And we had that beautiful, like, we don't want to break up, but we have to for our life adventures. And it was like, have fun on your life adventures, everybody. And that was, you know, like, that was that kind of breakup. So, I don't know. It is like relationships, I guess. Sometimes it's like, forget it, I'm not doing this anymore. And sometimes it's like, really? Do we have to break up?
Yeah.
I think it's interesting that, this isn't going to make any sense. It sounded like everybody in your improv troupe realized, like, yeah, this is where we cut it, this is where we part, right? And everybody seemed okay with it. It just makes the most sense. We're moving away. It just won't work. And I think that it's really interesting to have that type of dynamic when I've had friendships that I feel like the other person doesn't understand that aspect. I feel like I understand that, like, hey, we don't get along anymore. We've grown up. We're completely different people. I understand if you don't want to talk anymore. Like, I get it. But I feel like a lot of people,
don't get that aspect.
Yeah, they just are very hurt and try to, like, claw on. And it's like, but we're not great friends. We're terrible friends.
I agree. I have some friends, like, that I've known for a long time, and I was like, I'm not going to give too much detail in case they have to be listening.
Exactly.
But like, who we used to be best friends,
yep.
Like, hung out all the time, and, you know, now it's like, we just see things differently, and they're like, I was like, they'll know who I'm talking about when I say it, but they're rude to my husband, and I'm like, no, I chose him and not you. So go.
Right, like, this is yeah, definitely. And I feel like that's another, like learning how to merge thing, right? Like, I'm putting this, like, before me and, like, you behind, and, I'm moving. I'm not going to think about that anymore.
Well, I feel like I told you guys this story before, and maybe I did, in which case, whatever, fuck it. But, no, this friend of mine, on my wedding night, like, right after we got married, we went back to the hotel, and then we, like, all went to the, like, hotel bar and drank. And then after we hung out at the hotel bar for a little while, one of the best men had a keg in his room, and so everybody went upstairs to his hotel room and we're drinking. But, like, y'all know me, I don't really drink, and I'm kind of like a party pooper. I don't really stay late to parties. I'm all like, guys, it's 11 p.m., I'm hitting the hay. Well, it doesn't matter. It's my wedding night. I still did the same thing. Everyone's drinking. They're all hanging out. And I was like, woo, 11:30. I'm going to go to sleep now and get that beauty rest because I'm pooped. And they're all like, what? You're leaving? I was like, and Chris was like, yeah, it's fine. She can go. Because he knows me and he's my husband, right? So he's like, see you later, babe. And they're like, Chris, you're not going to go with her? And he's like, no, I want to party all night long. Hilarious. He stayed out until like 4 in the morning, but I don't care. I went to bed. Whatever. I'm an adult. But anyway, right after I leave, this chick goes up to my husband and drunkenly tells him how, like, he ruined me and how, like, he doesn't deserve me and how, like, he shouldn't be with me. And I was like, yeah, wow. Like, what kind of balls do you fucking have? Like, we just invited you to this party. Don't shit on it.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Yeah, and if that was the only time that she had done it, you know, she did it a few times after that, you know, and it's like, sorry, it's over. We're not going to hang out anymore, because fuck you.
Like, at least the upside with shitty friends is that you kind of just get to, like, fade out. You know, you don't have to really have a conversation about it a lot of times. You can just be like,
not with Facebook, bro. Not with Facebook.
Oh, well, that's the thing is I don't play by those rules, so I guess, like, I am kind of an asshole in that
I
sense.
think I've been so perpetually bad at, like, keeping in touch with people. Like, I used to, when I was in middle school and high school, turn off my phone on Friday and not turn it on until Monday. And people would be like, Brett's just off the grid. Like, you cannot get in touch with her. And I kind of liked it. I liked people not being in touch with me.
Sounds like a good idea.
Well, but then the thing is, though, when you, like, eventually, you're like, oh, we're not hanging out anymore. They're like, that's just Brett, you know? Like, if you're around, she's, like, a great time. But then, like, sometimes she's just not around.
Yeah, I used to cut my pager off in middle school. I used to cut my pager off.
Your
on the weekend.
pager?
Fuck you. You didn't have a pager.
I swear to God, I had a pager.
You did not have a pager.
I swear to God, I had a pager.
Do you have a payphone around here?
Yeah,
I got
yeah.
3 quarters.
The only person that ever paged me was my mom.
10 cents.
My mom would drop me off at the skating rink and then page me like, I love you, have fun. That's like all, like, that's the only people that page me. But I
like
totally had a
that
pager.
you're just, like, a business professional.
Yeah.
Just, like, in the middle of recess being like, oh, I gotta make a call.
Oh shit! I gotta triple bypass them.
I was gonna say the only people who have pagers are
Doctors
surgeons
and
or
drug
drug
dealers.
dealers. Yeah,
No, I had a
Doctors
little
and drug
green
dealers.
one. Yeah, I'd be like
Can I use the
skating.
restroom?
that's a super fun thing. Yeah, I suppose you can.
Cool.
I was
Let's see
like,
why not.
I was like, God,
I remember
it's
like
locked, so unlock it.
I think Zach just like up and did it. Like I think this is the second time somebody's gone to the bathroom during the podcast. But,
Yeah, it's
like,
fine. I can edit
Zach
it out.
just got it. He's like, all right, I'll be right back, and just like got up.
I don't know if you guys, since we're sort of on a pause, and I'll probably edit it out. I don't know if you guys listened to this week, but I had to edit out a bunch of stuff because we got real, like, we started talking about stuff that I was like, yeah, nobody wants this to be on the internet. It just was real personal stuff that wasn't, it just didn't seem right. So I pulled it out, but that band was so loud behind us that when we come back in, it's very much like boom, like you can.
Gotcha.
It's like we're talking
it's
real
a cut.
quiet, and then all of a sudden you're like, yeah, anyway, because we're all talking louder because the music is louder.
Yeah.
I tried to cut it so that the music had just started, and it did, but it still you still raise your
little weird
voice in
thing,
that moment.
yeah.
So I'm like, yeah. That's what I was thinking. And then you're like, the thing about the Alps is... And I was like, whoa, hey. That's, by the way, why I was like, of course you have a German love, because that's what last week was about.
You are just making symbols.
Well, I had been thinking about like our podcast image.
Okay, like a logo maybe.
Yeah, and I really liked the idea of it being like a squiggle and like yes but why. And
Okay, it's like a question mark sort of basis.
Just now I was making it into a question mark or seeing how that would work. But
Is
I
this
also
a pan on a stove? Bacon?
Yeah, that was when you mentioned the hot plate and the bacon, and I drew a little picture of it.
Okay.
But yeah, I just liked that squiggle a lot because
I
I
was
was
like,
like,
if we do that, we should do that for when Patrick Neese comes back.
oh my. Well,
The return of Patrick Neese and bacon.
it's just like the bacon noises, right?
There's a guy in town whose name is the Baconator, and we met him years ago, and I don't know who he is. I don't remember who
like
he
the
is.
Carl's
but-
Jr. burger?
Really?
He's just like walking
Yeah,
around.
if you look him up on Twitter, there's a guy, his name's Baconator, and he's like a performer guy.
I'm sorry I set this beside you. I like pulled it out of the cup and it just like, what am I? I don't know. It's like it's just like this
Oh,
abomination. Like,
It's a
gummy bear.
Frankenstein.
It looks like there's glitter.
candy.
Kill
That
me.
gummy bear.
Yeah.
Kill me.
Yeah, it's like weird.
Please.
Like Island of Dr. Moreau kind of.
Oh.
What's that?